What's up, party people? What's happening?
We all good today, peace, and we out.
I'm your host with the most, Mr. Ron.
And this is the G-Man, the hip-hop historian, hip-hop purist.
That's right. Reviewing 1,000 songs over the span of 40 years. And what you got for us today, Mr. G?
Today, we're going to review a definitive classic by Gang Starr. It's something that a lot of people won't know, because everybody knows the classic Gang Starr hits. And us, at way back when, we don't only review the hits, we review what's really good.
We review the good stuff. And I have to tell you that I'm totally guilty, because I love Gang Starr. I've listened to all of their albums, except this one. So this one totally.
Listen to this one.
This one totally escaped me. I have no idea why.
Daily Operation in 1992. That was a classic album. That's before Gang Starr was Gang Starr. It's like a lot of people knew them from after that. They became more successful. That's a problem.
No, I beg to differ. To me, the first time I met Gang Starr, I was introduced to Gang Starr's How to Get a Rep.
Okay. But Daily Operation was a dope album.
It's hard to beat.
The track is called, I have difficulty with that word, Soliloquy of Chaos.
Yeah, Soliloquy of Chaos.
Soliloquy of Chaos, that's it.
By Gang Starr.
If you don't know what it means, soliloquy means to talk to yourself loud without bothering of what people say around. So it's a song about, but let's start with the review for Originality. That's where it comes with the originality, because soliloquy, it's a way of talking out loud and taking what's on your mind, saying it out loud without considering people around you. And he's talking about the chaos that happened. It's such an original song. It's because it's a show and a fight broke out, and one of the other kids shoots the other one at a Gang Starr show, and they're all everywhere, and he's telling you what's happening. Everybody's running, bum rushing, trying to escape.
Okay, first of all, I think that you're just talking about the lyrics now, okay?
Yes!
So,
but originally the concept of the song, because most songs they talk about something straightforward.
So,
and here he's telling you a story.
Yeah, I know. I know
he's really something live, something that happened.
No. So what I can say about this song, in question of originality, is it an original song? To a certain extent, it is. One thing I could tell you is that at that point, I feel that Guru and Primo had their style locked down.
Okay.
You know? But to me, originality, again, and if we go by storytelling, yes, it is a nice storytelling track. But I will tell you, I gave it a 3 for originality.
Me a 4.5.
Of course.
Rushmore of points. That's how they call me. I give out points like this, but that's not true, because
4.5?
in 92 you have to be original. In 92, we have to keep in context the year and the era of the rap song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you cannot compare originality with something from the 2000s and from the 80s. Example, it's not the same. They were not as knowledgeable, had access to internet, media. No. Like if you compare Curtis Blow for originality and something that came out like Kanye West, it's not the same level of comparison.
Of course.
You know, so we have to keep this in aspect. So I'm talking about 92. The concept of the song, that was before Nas came up with his storytelling.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, but also wait, it was also after Slick Rick came out.
Yes, Slick Rick, that's another case. Slick Rick was the originator. You know, it's after, but it was still for Guru Gang Starr to do that. So like they had another track similar. It's called Just to Get a Rep.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as impactful because.
No way! Just to Get a Rep was way more impactful.
No, what I meant socially, like the context of stuff. This is talking about stuff of violence. Yeah. You know, it's more. Get a Rep was a story, an everyday story about it, but this was more personal. It was more dark-oriented beat. Just to Get a Rep was like a hip-hop beat. Just to nod, you could bump your head to it. But this Soliloquy of Chaos, it's really dark.
Yes.
And it's one of the few Primo dark beats. You know, it's like. it's like a Suicide Touch from Biggie. You know, it's the dark song. You know, so as a dark song,
I wouldn't say Soliloquy of Chaos is as dark as Suicidal Touch.
No, it's true.
It's the same vibe.
It's the vibe. You know, it's a dark vibe, so that's why. So me, I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Of course. I'm not surprised. I have to say I'm not surprised, Mr. G.
What about delivery and lyrics?
So for me, again, Guru is always on point with a very unique voice and flow.
It's mostly the voice. That's what he said, Guru.
Indeed, he did. And but I did not find the lyrics memorable. Meaning, what I'm saying by I was trying to look for like a good hip hop quotable. But the whole thing was a good hip hop quotable because it's a story, you know.
That's true. It was hard to quote because
it was.
The whole story you have to follow it from head to toe, from the beginning to the end. It's like you're reading a novel. It's like everything was quotable. You know?
And it's. So
but if I had to pick, it was the last 4 bars of the song, how he ended. And it kept you reflecting on, like, whether you die or kill them, it's another brother dead. But I knew you'll never get that through your head. Because we're misled and misfed facts, we're way off. Killing you and killing me, it's the Soliloquy of Chaos. That's a nice way to write a song. So, and he was out. He was out scratching the beat. So
I see it.
That's why I quoted these 4 bars. But the whole song was a quotable.
I see
and because the whole song was a quotable, I give it a 4.5. He's gonna flip a bit, but the whole song was a quotable.
Dude, you're gonna run out of points to give.
How rare do you see that? Usually you got 2 lines. Some artists, they only have 2 lines, not 4 bars memorable in the song. But this one, the whole song.
Wow. I give it a 3. Okay.
Damn.
I give it a 3. But also, again, and unfortunately, or no, not unfortunately, it will happen. You know, we do have our kind of like some songs spoke to us more than others.
Why? It's because I've been to so many shows, rap shows, and we're from Canada, and we didn't have access to the shows as in the US. Like
it's true.
So it was
especially in the 90s. Especially in the 90s,
you couldn't cross the border. They had cases, and I remember my worst was Biggie. Before Biggie passed away, after Notorious Ready to Die, Biggie came once to Montreal and he didn't cross the border. We were at the show. Everybody paid the ticket. We waited. That was our only chance to see Biggie in Montreal, in Canada. And it never happened. And it's like a Soliloquy of Chaos came out because everybody was frustrated. The promoters didn't want to give us back our money. And everybody bum rushed all the stores. There was a riot. They created a riot.
God.
Biggie created a riot in Montreal. I was crazy that night. And it was our Soliloquy of Chaos that night. Because I was remember, like, I paid that money. I wanted to see Biggie. It was in my younger days where I was a rebel. You know, black and dangerous.
The rebel.
Imagine riot break out. What happened? So,
you
give it a 4.3.
I give it a 3.
This is such a stinky guy.
I am because I like to keep my points for when it's worth it. Okay, production beat right. So again, like I was saying, both Primo and Guru worked on the production, and we could see a little bit where Guru was going afterwards with Jazzmatazz. You could see like a little pre-Jazzmatazz in that beat. The influence is definitely there. However, there is like a darkness to this beat.
Yes.
Ooh, it just gives you chills.
And
3.5.
Sorry. And talking about I won't even discuss about this 3.5, but talking about the jazz direction, about Jazzmatazz, Guru went off after. And I'm sure it must have been Guru's influence because one of the samples is Ahmad Jamal.
Yeah.
That was a jazz artist from 1974. It was a track called Misdemeanor. And they used that sample, and that was a great jazz player. He was friend with Miles Davis.
Yeah.
That's where you see the influence of Groove must have started with the jazz tip. And also, it uses Strictly Business by EPMD.
The vocals.
The vocals of the song Strictly Business. 88 hits that we'll be reviewing later. But these are my dudes, EPMD. You know, Long Island rapping. And so for that, I give it a 4.5. And, well, let's go down to Relevance. As for Relevance, Complex Magazine did a few years ago a top 50 best storytelling rap, and this song was number 34 out of the list.
Okay, I get it. I see it. I could see it. From my point of view as relevance and longevity, I think it's a middle of the road track. It's not, legendary, but it's not a bad song.
And as a Relevance longevity, it was sampled by the youngsters. One of their hits is "You With Me" in '93. They use a sample from Soliloquy of Chaos. So someone from the youngsters team must have listened to that song.
Yeah.
And even an obscure Italian group called OTL in 1997, they had a rap song called "Play Your Position" in Italian. And they used that sample. So over in Europe, somebody overseas that was rapping in another language heard that song. So
that song is called "Use a Nerd." That's what it's called.
So these are hip hop purists respecting the youngsters and OTN.
Man, I give it a 3. I give it a
3.5. So we were even close by on this one. Powerful Impact.
Boom with the cannon. So Impact. So I will tell you, like, for a while in the 90s, I kept hearing about that song, and but I never, until you actually dropped it in my ear, I never really paid attention.
In fact, I discovered it, I think, early 2002.
Oh!
In 92, my ears were not as developed. I listened to Gang Starr. Daily Operation was an album back then. It was okay.
What?
A few songs. At that time, I had another vibe. Gang Starr was cool, but I discovered Gang Starr because a lot of things like a book. Sometimes you have to read it 2-3 times to understand or appreciate the book. Music is the same principle. You listen to something. If you had back then, I was an EPMD guy, a hit squad. I was the backpack style New York. So it was another style Gang Starr. And yes, it was rapping New York, but it wasn't the still rap. So I didn't analyze Gang Starr as I did with other groups. And it's a few years later when I started discovering and appreciating hip hop to the fullest, I started to analyze and everything. So for the Impact, my bad. Stop the violence in hip hop culture. Let me kill my throat.
Yeah. Let me clear my throat.
I got you. Sorry. So, Stop the Violence in hip hop culture, that's where the Impact was. It was a movement they tried, back then in the pre-90s, they was trying to have the consciousness of rap. Let's get along, let's all just make music. So I wanted to say that violence was not necessarily at rap shows. There was not many rap shows that were getting banned out of venues because it was considered violent music. So it was already hard to get a show, So, like my story with the Biggie show, he never showed up. He didn't make it through the borders,
And that happens a lot in Canada, especially like in the 90s. That happened. I would say like one out of three acts would not make it, or you would have to switch. Last minute. I remember I went to see Tribe Called Quest. Okay, it was Tribe Called Quest, Beastie Boys, and some third group, which I don't remember. And at the last minute, they changed Tribe Called Quest for who? Biz Markie. Now, I love Biz. Nobody beats the Biz. But I was expecting Q10. Anyways.
So for that, the Impact, since it was a obscure song, not known to anybody. It didn't make the charts. You really had to be a hip hop purist.
Yeah.
Listen to the album, to the full album, you know, up until the end. So I give it a 3.5.
Okay, I'm at 3. So, of course, you always overreach. You know, chronic overreacher.
So for the episode 8, I ended up with a 20.5 out of 25. So it gives you an 82%. 82%. And 82% is considered a killer track way back when.
Damn, so we're like on total opposites. Because I give it a 15 out of 25 for People in the Middle.
And how much is the rating percentage? 60%?
60%, yeah.
People in the Middle rating. Whoa,
that's
it's
right.
A killer track.
Yeah.
Killer track. So, thank you all for listening.
Subscribe, leave some comments.
And go check out that song, Soliloquy of Chaos by the Rip to Guru. Rest in peace.
That's right.
One of his classics.
Mr. Ron.
G-Man, we out. So please comment. Thanks for watching.